a minute, guy, just setting it up. Sure, I'm glad you're bloody laughing. Yeah, just saying to, I don't think she's on here yet. She's going to join us just now. Saying to it, market since 2:30 has been like a bloody guy with ADD on steroids. Talk about bloody Jack in a Box. Well, it's just ridiculous. Just wait. I've got a couple of ideas as to why, but I'll just wait for a couple of minutes on that. When I say this is guesses, not read up stuff by some analyst. I'm just going to express my opinion and see what you think. You can always add yours. Remember, it's a forum, guys. You can always add yours. This is a very fair dictatorship. Anyone who disagrees with me is taken straight to the firing squad. I forgot about the CAD. Yeah, good point. I didn't know about that. I don't think I've got it down on my economic. No, I didn't have it down there, or did I? Checking out the screen there. Didn't have it down. So that might be. Maybe it's a 2-star. I only have 3 stars. 2-star wouldn't have made much news anyway. But I mean, there's more than dollar more than anything else. I mean, it's a couple of trades that go happily, and that's AUD and CAD, and that should go the way you wanted. Take the AUD one, so that's going to Canada. Well, AUD hasn't anyway. The others are all the dollars. You know. I'm not talking about little movement here, Zeph. We're talking about ADD on steroids. The Big Dipper on steroids. I'll give my opinion just now. It's going to wait for it's 4 o'clock. Okay, my opinion is this. I've got it in front of me, the economic calendar. I've posted it. If you haven't got it, I'll post it again. It takes 2 seconds. No problem with that. It's got the initial jobless claim all at 2:30. Came out 213, expected 226. Means there's less claims. It's the opposite way around the non-farms. Don't forget that. And it comes out weekly initial jobless claims on Thursday afternoon. Right, it's slightly smaller than the forecast. It means there's less people collecting welfare. So that means there's more people earning a salary, which means more people paying tax, which is good. More people got a job, which is good. But there's more people spending money. It's slightly inflationary. Worries about inflation. Then we get the core retail sales, and that was slightly lower. And it was expected about 0.1%. It was minus 0.3%. So there's less sales being made. So that's not really like that inflationary, is it? Then you get what's happening with the manufacturing index. Manufacturing's down. So that's not that inflationary. So all the jumping around with the fears of inflation are now suddenly changing around. Maybe it's not as inflationary thought. So what does that indicate to you? I don't know if anyone's old and idea enough to remember Dr. Dolittle. I read the book as a kid. And in that book, you know, the guy talks to the animals. And that book was something called a Push Me, Pull You. Anyone old enough to remember that? where you got a head at the front of the animal and a head at the back of the animal, hence the name push me, pull you. And that's what the market is at the moment. It is completely, utterly clueless what to make and what's coming out. They just don't know. And that's why it's jumping around like a cat on a hot tin roof. Buyers say, oh no, must miss out. Oh no, maybe we should buy. It's a bit like a first-time retail trader who's a bit of green, maybe buy. Oh no, hang on, it's a bit of red now, maybe sell. I think that's what's happening at the moment because it's dancing around, like I say, a cat on a hot tin roof. It's just ridiculous. Some of the accounts I was looking at, working with, some of the ones were up and down like a ridiculous yo-yo, like the Big Dipper, basically. And I think it's just suddenly the conflicting information, not knowing what to make of it, and just scatterbrained movement. So just sort of sit on in there. You got your stock, you got your TP. Don't try and get clever. Wait till the damn thing settles down and hopefully come out on the right side of it. That's about the most intelligent, most high economic factum I can push into it. That's, in other words, that's about it. Because otherwise, trying to make sense of a drunken speech is normally no. So I think that's about the best I can do on that one. Because talk about like a bloody yo-yo, eh? Complete indecision, not sure. Jumping around, unbelievable. The pound dollar was actually insane. You know, it seems to be settling down now. Let's have a look at the euro dollar as I read it. Yeah, see, I mentioned there because I think you just joined now. Glad you joined us. We talked about the euro at parity. You asked, what a better price? And I was still a bit nervous because the jumping around was really getting to me. Couldn't really explain too much on a voice message, but I can see it's jumping around. Look at what's on the 15-minute. So it's 4 o'clock. Open at 3:30. The American market that it jumped up. Now I think it's coming off. You know what I mean? It was down to not bad actually, maybe 18, 15 pips down, and then that's back up again at parity. I'd leave that alone. If you're on board and you got to sell, you're going in the right direction, in my opinion. I'm going to go to the dollar index on the screen there. Yeah, it's 109.58. Bottom line is the dollar's still stronger. It's certainly gained over the last hour, and then it came off a bit over the last hour. So it's, again, the push me, pull you scenario. Yeah, there's not to make of it, so it's just getting a bit frantic. Some Vitus dance comes to mind. So yeah, if you're short, I believe in that. Hold on to it, but don't get cute about joining it now. The pound dollar was a freaking nightmare, excuse my language, but a nightmare. Talk about jumping. Look at this. Look at this. Up it goes. What a no, what are you going the wrong way around? Short it. What a nightmare. Down it comes. Oh yes, great, great, great. Then up it goes. Oh, what a nightmare. That's coming off again. What a bloody cat. Okay. CAD JPY, a little bit more. It's not dollar related, so at least you get a bit. It's just a pain in the backside. It's come off a bit, but at least it's starting to recover. I have a 15-minute chart up, guys. So don't forget that. It's not a daily, it's a 15-minute one. And it came right down these levels here. What's it now? 108.50, about that. Starting to try to recover a bit now. Maybe get some direction. I say sense. We all want to go on our way, obviously. But heck, we want some direction. It's going to go wrong. We'll go sodding wrong and then get on to something else. But we want direction. When you get no direction, it's virtually untradeable. And that's completely outside your grasp or hands. And you guys saying, what am I doing wrong? Put my answer to that. Nothing. You're not doing anything wrong. It's completely out of everybody's hands when you get that sort of carry on. Look at it jumping around, particularly the pound, the best example, the pound dollar. If you're in the pound dollar, you're not doing anything wrong. That's just clueless insanity. Look at it. Anyway, so yeah, just hang on. It's not been stopped out. And if you're short, which you should be, hopefully it'll come to the party. Just hopefully. What I think, I have no idea. I prefer to be short than long. I'm happy with the strategy. I'm sticking to it. But this I can't control. Like a psychopathic, high up on drugs, axe murderer. Not a lot of rationality, you can tell. Slightly bit melodramatic with my metaphor, but I'm trying to get it across. Okay, it's not your fault, mate. Okay, right, where were we? That was that one. Dollar yen jumping around like again, cat and hot tin reverse. Decided to come off again. Dollar strengthening, so why doesn't the yen, the dollar weaken, the yen strengthens? Good idea, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Never mind. I'm too busy staring at it on the other ones. I missed it. I might have gone in again. 15, maybe 10. I probably bought it again. I'm not sure I'll be chasing now. I think I might just leave it. It's a little less chaotic. I'll probably chase it now for another buy. Having stopped out in the profit earlier on, but I'll just sit tight at the moment. Okay. Well, at least you reached your TP. Find you went and edited where his TP was. Sometimes your stop's about 10 pips away, so your TP was 10 pips away, fair enough. But yeah, just depends where your TP was, basically. I got to start BN a profit. I said, nah, let me leave it. I'll come to BN in a moment. I just want to just check. Was there anything else? We've done the CAD JP. Oh, AUD JP. I just want a quick check on that. Is any sense come to the party? A little bit of sense at sodding last coming in here. You guys remember, we have a heavyweight, middleweight, and a lightweight contest. Heavyweights are the CAD, the USD, and the CHF. Middleweights, but the top end of the middleweight is the AUD and an NZD. AUD slightly stronger. The lower end of the middleweight is the pound, and the lightweight is the the euro and the Japanese yen. So that's middleweight against a lightweight. So therefore, it should, in theory, go up. And we've got the buyers and sellers there. And remember, I'm going to join, ask me about the moving average. You need the 200 and the 50. It's a filter. Sell zone, neutral zone, buy zone. It's above the two. And they also act as support resistance. Forget about when they cross, golden cross, and all that's nonsense. That's all highly lagging, like most indicators, the price action. We want to see what's like to happen. If it comes down here and bounces, that's an area. That's I'm using as support and a filter on along and using my previous lightweight, heavyweight carry on to buy it. That's the point behind it, but that makes sense. Okay, remember, that is how you do it. Quick instruction, you've all got to have it. Go to insert, go indicators. You should be doing this in class. I'll quickly help you. Go to the trend, go to moving average, put in the 50, not exponential, but the simple, and make a color. If it's 50, make it dark blue. What's my choice? You choose what you like. And the brown on the 200 simple. Okay, it, have it there. Applies to all time. So if it's a day, it's 200 times a day, hour, 200 times a day. And please, I'm sorry to take your time, my experience, guys. This is important. To save me a lot of admin work in the live chat, trust me. I'm not completely altruistic on this one. Go to right click, go to templates, templates, and then save the templates. You have a problem, it's all there. Okay, and save the template. Okay, simple as that. So if you have a problem, all you do is right click, go to templates, and you find the one to save. If you like, got 5 saved, there we are. Okay, so that's a 10-day. I quite like it. It's optional. I like it, but you put in what you like, the short-term personal choice. Got that done. Questions you can ask later. Okay, so it seems to come a little bit more to the party, this one. Okay, so you might get saved, as they say, and the CAD seems to start to come up a little bit, so we might get some sense out of that coming through. Okay, was it you who asked that, Eddie? Okay, it makes sense. Don't forget to save it. Use the filter, but don't worry about this. This is the devil's cross or whatever. They're lagging. They're telling you hours and hours after it's raining, it's about to rain. Well, we'll know it's raining because it was raining. So indicators are lagging, don't forget. But this is support resistance and a filter. And they're universally used. All pro traders, not all pro, the majority of pro traders use them, and that's why they can often be self-fulfilling. If everyone sees a high there, they want to stop, so it's self-fulfilling. Makes sense. Okay, that's why support resistance are very, very important. All the rest of them, well, the majority of the rest of them are arbitrary. Okay. Fixed and fine, good stuff. Okay, now let's move on. Yeah, Brent, I'm wanting to buy this, so I'm waiting for it to pull back. We had a nice trade before. Always remember, guys, it might not get the TP, it doesn't matter. If you modify your stop, you might make a healthy profit you wanted, but as long as you out and kicked out, stopped out in a profit, at least that's good. Do not get near your TP, holding on for the TP. It comes flying off, some ridiculous fundamentals like happens, comes out, the whole thing changes around. The Saudis come out and say we're going to increase production by another $1 trillion barrels a day or something stupid, and then it flies off. What's going to happen now? Your winners now are losing, you stopped out a big loss. So modifying the TP is where it's at. I got the guys in that spoke to me at 88. Well, I asked them, got the guys in, they do what they like. But I suggest to go to 88. got up to about 94. They kept moving the stock, some took profit, and they did very nicely. I would like to get back in again if it gets down to around about these levels. It might bounce. Have we still got it in there? No, we haven't anymore. I had a trend line in there. It ran through about this sort of area here. So if it comes down to around about 88, something like that, we can look again to go long if we get the bounce. So just hang 5. Brent will hang 5 on. Okay. We can look at WTI for like standard look at Brent, but try and do one or the other. Try not to do both. Okay. We can if you like, but it's, you know, rather know one than the other. There's even talk, maybe had a few people getting so confused with so many, rather specialize in a few. I mean, I have to know most of them because it takes time and trouble. I've got to know them, but you don't have to. Rather get a few, you get to know. Right, I'm going to go back to shares now. BA. I don't want to short it down there. What's the Nasdaq? I know it's the Dow, it's the S&P, but the Nasdaq seems to be some of the areas more or less similar. One usually comes off, the other one usually comes off as well. It's not really getting your legs on the upwards, so still looking at the shorts. I still think we've got downside in the market. We can't go bargain hunting yet, so rather short the rallies before we start getting by the retracement. Okay, again, you all know what I mean by that. Okay, it's not complicated, just got to make sure the language is on the same point, so we're on the same page. Right, okay, now, no, I don't want to set it now. I think it's jumping the gun. I'd rather risk it than try and get too cute right now. I'm talking about this one, not the other stuff. If you can get more of a bounce, don't try and buy it up. Maybe that's tends not so great on shares. Maybe this sort of level. If you get up this sort of level here, then we can short it down. I'm a little bit reluctant to short it now. I think it's a little bit early, and I'm certainly not going to buy it now. We might rather short the rally. So I think just sit tight. In my opinion, sit tight on that one. Okay. I agree with Safiso, but it's putting bloody years on us, eh? I totally agree with you, but sorry, putting years on us. Okay, not always like this. This is just, I say, the push me, pull you market. It happened just recently, so happens too. Completely indecision on it because they didn't know how to interpret information. I started jumping around. Okay, F plus, another one I thought might be a long, funny enough. Might get a jump, but I think we missed that. I was thinking maybe a jump off here, but I don't want to chase it now. I was a bit hesitant. No, I'm definitely hesitant. Opened here and I thought, should I chase it? When I say me chase, I mean suggest to others as well. I'm going to do it myself on other guys. And I hesitated and look, it's jumped on it. So we'll clear that one. If you can find anything else you want to look at in the share market, please tell me and we'll certainly check it out. Okay. Gold's another one. I don't want people to say, oh, bloody hell, this is nice and low. Let's go and jump in. A lot of guys WhatsApp me at 1700. It's come off so much we buy it, so no, rather sell the rallies. It's still dollar strength, which means bad for gold. And on top of it, the yields on the 10-year note are still high, which is bad for gold. I just want to get a better price to sell it. The better price did not occur, so I didn't get the trade, and it came off further. Surprised me. I thought it'd have a bigger bounce before it came off, but then again, it didn't. Remember, I can only make an overall picture, but I can't control the market. Nobody can. I thought if you can come up to at least maybe even get to 1720, maybe 1750, consider between those areas there to short. You can get out of 1705, 1708, I think it got to, I can't remember. And then it came off and took out 17. Don't chase it now. It's not a strong enough dollar, strong enough yield to chase it now. Rather wait for a rebound and sell it. But don't try and buy the rally. It's a strong movement down. Just because it looks a bit low, might get a bounce. You don't know the extent of the bounce. Last thing you want, a $10 stop, goes up $3, comes off, stops you out. Risking $10 price movement for a $2 price or $4 price movement doesn't make sense. Okay, hope that makes sense though, what I just said. Okay. Okay, right, anything else on the check? Pound GBP, pound GBP USD, is it still behaving like a maniac? Probably better looking at the 15. Should have settled down a bit. Hope it'll start coming off again. 15.24. At least we're in profit. That's the major thing. But hell, wow, look at this. We're in massive profit at one stage. In fact, it's a 15-minute chart. This was right down there not so long ago. That's what's that? 32 and 25. That's what, 50, maybe 60 pips in profit. Pretty damn good. Yeah, that's jumping around, but at least we're in profit. AUD CAD jumping around. I think some guys said maybe move your stop to entry, would have been stopped out, would have made a loss, but they were not on board. We got in at 88.92, and it came off beautifully. Look at that, came right down. In fact, came right down here, and then bang, up it went again. That's when you have this push me pull you. I like that, the push me pull you effect. Okay, annoying, but at least if you control it with a modifier and the stop loss, you can see it. At least you've done extreme damage limitation to. Annoyed you didn't make a profit, but at least you didn't make a loss. Okay. CAD JPY is in a recover. AUD JPY trying to recover. Good stuff. Guys, remember we did this thing, Etienne remembers this a couple of months or so ago, I don't know when exactly, where it gave us a bit of jip, this one, and then in the end it came right. We didn't quite see out of it. Maybe we'll do the same again. Give you a bit of stress, make you work for your money, and then come right. It seems to be starting to come right after giving us all serious jip at this level here. 96.38. Anyway, we've got a wide stop. I mentioned this morning, so they're still in, and we might still come right. Okay, the CAD JPY was the other one. It's starting to try to move back up. Look at that, again, jippers might be. So this is where a bit of patience, and maybe like the Japanese used to do in the past, have a room where you have a lot of china, and you have a ball, you throw it at the china to relieve your stress, instead of taking it out on your dog or your wife or your son or your dad or your husband or whatever way. AUD CAD, I'm still in the favor of the short, but I'm not chase it now. Well, we're back to entry. Maybe we can go in. If you got stopped out in a profit, well, maybe go it again. Yeah, I looked at 50. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm still in favor of the short. I'm still in favor of the short. Aussie's given me no indication it's suddenly going to be all powerful. Oil price, remember, guys, Canada produces oil, Japan imports it. So the producer with a high oil price is favored, a lower, less favored, and vice versa, the importer. It's come off a bit, so it's a slight negative on the Canadian, but it's still, I'd say, the better of the two. I'd still be looking at the short, and it's backed up by the technicals. It's in the short area. It's not in the neutral, it's not the buy area, it's in the sell area. The 10-day seems to be holding. If you're not in, if you're in, hold. I mean, it's still okay. I mean, it's round about the entry level. In fact, slightly better, but a bit better. So leave that if you're in. If you're not, I think join it. Hang on. GBP for sale. That put years of me fine. I'll have a look at that in a minute. So if you want to join it, I think you can. Yeah, so if you want to join it, I'll put it up quickly. You can. I'll give you the risk reward on it. What have we got it down here? Might as well follow us. 89.64. And the CP 87.66. So it's giving you a chance to join if you're not. But I say, please, guys, don't jump in again. Just over $100 a micro, you can work out your risk on that one. I hope you take it down because I want to move on to the pound-dollar farming. So always keep a pen and paper handy. You need to jab these things down and get on it. Not study it, scratch your head, scratch your bum. 10 minutes later, can we have those figures again? Pass. You've got to learn to move on it. It's you've got to learn it, you know. Yeah, will know fine. Yeah, bro. Remember that Castrol advert? No, we've got to be honest. Okay, so yeah. GBP USD. Got it written down if you want to begin anyway, so don't panic. GBP USD. I want to short it. Yeah, clear I want to short it. Can we short at these levels? What have we got to short? Not, we've got a bit, it's not, hang on, it's not so bad. We got it at 24. What's it doing the last hour? It's been holding around about those levels at 24. It's tried on the hourly chart to attack it and failed. And it's failing again. Can we chase it here? Good question, finally. Bloody good question. 61. No, we're going to put the stop up here. Sorry, wrong one. We're going to put the stop up here. No. Up here. Yeah, you're going to be looking at my stop. We're talking about $11. That's dollars. That is a micro zero risk. That's the only thing. So it means you've got to take a pretty big down, maybe a swipe down 380, something like that. But if you want to take, we'll have a look. You might battle a bit on this one. Where do you want to put the stop up here somewhere? Once, well, maybe use the other one. Yeah, I'll use the previous one. It's good enough. 1.1610. Yep. And pull that TP a little bit actually, because it's never been that low before. Well, it has not in my buddy lifetime anyway. And I couldn't get a decent fib extension to give you a decent. Oh, it's all long thing. Couldn't give you a decent fib extension, unfortunately. Let's put a move on this actually, because it's going with you at the moment. And 1.1380. What is it doing? That's why somebody's got to move on these things, and if it kicks up, it's like the internet can let you down. 0.1610 and 1.1380. I don't know what's wrong with it now. It's not there now. It's a problem. That's better. Yeah. You won't get a risk reward at that level. Pity. Unless you fiddle it and take it down to 1.13. But I think you're pushing your luck a bit here. I can't get a fib extension. Why are you doing just something total? 1.13. That's better. Yeah. You can get there. If you take the 1.13, do it. But it might have been there, I don't know, a few years ago, a lot of years ago. I can't remember it was there. I really can't. I mean, we're talking about plenty years ago. I can't get a fib extension good enough. Try again. Hang on. Try again. But first, you don't succeed, eh? One way around. Sorry. Yeah. The next. Get a fib extension down there. Aha. Beg your pardon. Yes, you can. Then you can try that. But if it doesn't get there, it doesn't matter as long as you modify your stop. So if you want to chase it, there you are. It's 190 bucks a micro. I want it the wide stop loss because this jumping is quite something. So if you want, there you are. If you don't want, more. Okay, so these are not a problem. But you can't see me. Thank you. At least knowledge says you can't see me. It's usually guys that can't see me. When a lady says she can't see me, then I'm much happier to put my incredibly face on there for you. The mirror used to love me. Now unfortunately, I'm breaking the mirror now. Okay, sorry about propeller, but you know, that's HCOM for you. Yeah, I can squeeze one. It's a proper one on the extension down there if you want. If you want to take that one. Okay. All good? Okay. Okay, all good. Okay. I'll knock this off because I don't like cluttered charts. I'll just put it on again if I want it. Good. Right. Don't forget, guys, new guys, you've got to know how to save your charts, put your stuff up, keep it uncluttered. Very important. Don't forget to save your charts. Also, one thing before I was doing, people new, don't know. If you want to find out what the margins, the contract size info on it, quite simple. Don't have to ask us, do it yourself. It's quite easy. Let's pick the euro dollar. I don't matter. Right click, go to specifications, and there you are. It's your margin, contract size, info you want. All there. Okay. Do it once more. Let's do it on this one. Let's do it on this one here. That's F stop. That's forwards. That is a share, right? So when it comes to a share, it's always going to be a 5%. always going to be 5% margin. The leverage, what's the leverage? 5% margin, 5 to 120. So leverage is always 20 to 1 on a share, always 5% until the management side change it. They control it. Okay, company controls that, the market maker controls that. We're the market maker. But at the moment, no notice is given, so 5% or 20 to 1 leverage on shares. Okay, what is the what you call it? The brokerage? It's 0.4% of the exposure, so it's peanuts. So don't worry too much about that. Okay, not a big issue. So now you know. Don't forget, do not use the position size calculator on shares. On everything else, no problem. On shares, you got to use the Excel spreadsheet in your LMS when you go to resources. But I'll tell you an easy and quicker way to do it. Let's take Ford. Let's do a trade on Ford for fun. What do you want to do? You want to buy it, right? We're going to put the stop out the way down here. So let's do it. Put the stop down here. And you don't buy it. Example, guys. Be surprised. You've got to be so careful. Guys go jumping in. You know. Let's put the stop down there out the way. See what it says 60. What does that 69 mean? It means 69 cents. Okay. So 69 cents per share is your risk. So if you buy 1.0, your risk isn't millions, it's 69 American cents. So don't forget your volumes are completely different on shares. Please don't forget that. So if you can risk $50, you'd be putting something like 80.0, your volume about 80 on there. Don't forget. Okay, right. Next week, where are we now? What's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow on the, before we go to next week. I know we're talking about DXY. I think Lagarde's speaking tomorrow. Lagarde, by the way, she's the what you call it, the chair lady or the chairman, or what do you want to call her, of the ECB, European Central Bank. Just want to check that tomorrow. I think she's doing a thing tomorrow. In a second. I thought she tomorrow. Give me a moment. No, sorry, she's not. But there's a Euro CPI tomorrow. Okay. Well, what do I think of DXY next week? Well, obviously, I haven't a clue, to be honest. I still see strength. Any indication of any USA fundamental coming out that smacks of inflationary, will be more institutional expectation of even higher than expected interest rate rising, so therefore be bullish. Don't forget, I think I know we come from now, Safisa, on the next week, as you're talking about Wednesday. On Wednesday, they call the FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee meeting. A very important guy, you should all know this guy called Jerome Powell. He's the chairman of the Fed, and he will be announcing, and he'll be having a Q&A after, and a bit of a speech as well, like they do over here in the budget speech center. And he'll be announcing the interest rate. The big money, including myself, is on 0.75, but there's a lot of money moved from 0.5 to 1.0. Now, when it's announced 0.75, I expect a bit of a jump in the dollar. If 1% is announced, you can expect to see what happened the announcement of the CPI yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where the dollar just, it will scream up if that happens. Okay. So what I think next week, just paddle along, do your thing, and be careful on Wednesday. I'll check again next Wednesday. I'll keep you telling you what's happening with the time of the announcement. Just be rather careful, because anything could happen, and you could get whipsawing. So I think it's going to grind a little bit higher, probably a little bit sideways, and then wait for the big one, which is the announcement interest rates on Wednesday by the US Fed. Okay. I'll have to check it out. I think it's 8 o'clock. It usually is, but I'll confirm next week. Okay. But I hope everyone there knows that. Microsoft for short. I'd like to short it. Yeah, I'd love to short it. I've got a decent price to do it. You would be shorting it here, though. You know my finding? I see downside, but I see a better price. I'm not sure when we're shorting it here. What's the NAS doing? It's hovering above 12,000. It hadn't battled through yet. So remember the last time we had the battle around about the 12.5 mark, and it hovered, attacked, and then it shot up, nearly made 13,000 before it eventually broke through on that CPI inflationary figures coming out where it screamed off. No, I'm not short chasing it here. Where are you going to put your stop? Out the way somewhere, maybe up there somewhere, about $10 away, $10 a share is your risk. Where do you want to take it down to? We haven't got the information there. Maybe you have to take that to 230. Possibility. I don't think we got the lows yet. I still see downside, but I think you might get a better price. I just leave the shares alone today. Have a look at them again, maybe on Monday. I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. They're going to change their mind, but and then you know what I mean. And then the Fed coming out Wednesday, that could have a negative or positive. I think I'm inclining towards the negative, but I'm not sure we're chasing it here. Try and get a better price. We want 242. Let's have a look. Okay, you want to be more like a scalper. 242. Where's the 242? Yeah, maybe 242. Where are you going to put the 242? Okay, that's 5. You're going to risk 5. Remember, this candle. It's a daily chart, but it's only open until 3:30. It's actually only an hour-old candle. So I wouldn't put the stop loss within that range of 1 hour. So you're risking 5 to 5. You see where I'm coming from. Hope you all guys getting this way with a bit of practice. Start sinking your feet and looking at the little percentages and the risk reward. And you've got to do it quickly. The quicker you are, the better it is. Because if you're spending too long on something, the ship's going to sail by the time you get there. And that's what happened, unfortunately, with people. Yeah, look at it. And by the time they made their mind up, they missed the bloody boat, you know. CAD JPY, we certainly made Osborne with absolute pleasure, as long as it's good. Oh, what is this bloody thing doing? I thought it started to go up then. What is it doing? Osborne, you take control. I ask you because I fear I do not know. I need help here. Always on one on the CAD JPY. So it's just soaring up nicely. Here we go. Now you got your stop. All I can say is sorry, guys. You got your stop. You got your TP. Grind your bloody. Kick the bloody China in the next room or something. Don't stub your toe doing it. And hope it recovers again. I'm in favour of the candidates. It's a heavyweight against the weak one, the Japanese. It's just behaving like a nutcase at the moment. Sorry, Osborne. Can't say more than that. Just hang on in there. Okay. Don't try and rationalize a person who's had too many drinks and high on drugs. You know what I mean? It's just let it run. I think the trade is good. I feel it's good. Let the thing run and just close your eyes, look at something else. Okay. Hope that all makes sense. We've all had that, guys. There have been times in our life where you go figure. And yeah, let it run. Things 108.20 to stop. It's still in. Hope we get it bounced back up again. God, thanks very much. You should work for the newspaper. Wasn't a bearer of bad news there. Mike Tom was doing absolutely brilliantly. Lie to me, for goodness sake, at the end. I'm only kidding. Now what? Don't forget, I'm in as well, so I'm getting very irritated. But anyway, not much you can do about that. It is what it is, as I said. The GBP, if anyone try to jump in again, that's coming off. Thank goodness, let's get some sense there. The euro, I wasn't too keen on it, but see them coming off again. If you are short, hold it. A bit scared to chase it now. A bit scared of the market this afternoon, to be honest. This push me, pull you effect. So you can tell by looking at the charts where it's jumping around like a chicken with its head off. It means the big guys are actually a bit indecisive which direction to go in. And that's why you get this sort of jumping around. Oh, that proves the point then. CHF should be going up. If it's going down, that means it should be going up. No, that's coming off as well. It's not in the opposite direction. Well, hang on. AUD is stronger. It's coming off. CHF is stronger. It's coming off. Nothing to do with the Japanese yet, nothing to do with anything. I think it's a lot of people jumping in, jumping out, profit taking and panicking, than going to do anything else. Okay, so those who are new here, learn your stuff, panic not. Ask somebody else that's some excellent trades out. Don't panic. There are times when the market behaves rather strangely. That doesn't happen for very long. Just got to sit back and tell a funny joke or something. Pull on your sense of humor. And if you haven't overexposed, you can do it. If you're overexposed, you're in terror mode. So don't overexpose. So don't know, she's not here this afternoon, but one of my good traders was doing, and it jumped around all over the place. So it might go back to being nice and healthy later on. So let it run. This is the market for you. Okay. AUD CAD, I suppose that's behaving like an idiot as well. No, not too bad. At least that's going okay. AUD CAD's doing all right. AUD JPY, throw some bloody snowballs at it or custard pies at it or whatever. AUD CAD's doing okay. No, hang on a minute. The sell's doing okay. Was the buy earlier on? No, that was one of those ones. Okay. Oh, that's right. The sell's coming in now. That's right. AUD sell. That was the correct one. Okay, because that's week of the two. CAD JPY, we'll just discuss that. Pound's coming right. So we got out at the moment. Euro dollar's sort of coming right. Okay. So AUD CHF is a possible buy. Buying the AU against the Swiss franc, I'm not too sure about that. I won't be too confident on that. It looks, I agree in the last few days. Oh, 15-minute charts. Nah, it's now. I don't know about buying it. As long as you don't overexpose, I'm not sure it's one D or one D. I'm not sure whether you use a W or the V pronunciation of W, but I'll say one D. Oh, that's correct. I'll say one D. I'll use W. One D. Oh, that's correct. As long as you're not overexposed, you can go in. If you go in half an hour and a half later on, that's no problem. As long as you're not overexposed, that's up to you. Just to make sure you haven't got too much on it. Don't put your house on it, you know. I don't know why you'd like to buy that. I'd rather sell the rally. In fact, it looks like a bit of a breakthrough. Might have more down. I don't like this tail here, and I don't like yesterday's tail, which seems to there's some coming in there. I would leave this alone, but I wouldn't be buying it. No. Yeah, but I think we've got AUD. I'll be selling. Yeah, be on that set. Yeah, but I'm not sure. You want to sell it now? Yeah, okay, sorry, I'm not reading the whole thing, yeah. No, I'm totally with you on that one. I'm going to be selling now. I want to get a better rate. If we can jump up some of these sort of levels here, and get back to there, 65, and get back to the round figure, 65, yeah, definitely to sell it, we'll be buying it. If you want to try and buy it to get back up there, and the off chance it does, good luck, mate. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Anyway, you're learning anything here. We're getting even more confused than we are. Okay. Okay, if you say so, fair enough. But leave alone for the time being. All right, okay. Anything back on those? Still giving us a jip, hey? Don't worry about this bloody thing. As long as this, they'll be stopping out there, won't it? Where did I stop? No, it won't. No, it won't. Should be below that in theory. Is 95.90. No, that's fine. So if this area holds here and it does come back and bounce, that's all right. You'll be a lot of anxious feelings there, but yeah, looks like it's heading this way. And CAD, is that still giving us jip? Yeah. Yeah, well, I think I'm just going to sit tight. Some are okay, some are giving us jip, but we seem to be in them. None of them TP, none of them stopped out yet. So just keep the fingers crossed, I think. Yeah, I don't think about what's happening at 8 o'clock either, so you can ask Zeph on that. Okay, well, I'm sorry, guys, I've just about run out of ideas. Yeah, I sell it, but I don't know if I want to sell it at market. Osborne, great. At least you joined us. We're getting there, Osborne. We're getting there. Been following some of my trades. I think they've been okay. In fact, they've been more than okay. So should be happy, hopefully. I think Jacob and myself will think that some news is coming at 8. Hey, Jacob, I think that's what we're asking. And I thought, I don't know about news coming at 8. Are you talking about a technical thing? That's true. Good. Thanks, Osborne. Yeah. Hey, Jacob, that's what I thought. I think, what's happening at 8? I don't know. Okay, I'm with you now. You're talking some technical thing. Okay. I'm not too worried about the hour at the moment, so I think just let it go. Want to check it later on, you can, and be worth the time being. Okay, euro dollar. Right, who asked that? It's a second. Tato. Are you in this, Tato? If you're in and you're short hold, if you're in long, I'll be asking you why. You might have a good reason. Share it with us. But chasing it now, I'm not too sure about that. Okay, any particular why you're long on the euro against the almighty dollar? Any particular reason? Any reason, Tato? Yeah, okay, but why would you want to buy it now? Well, what reason? Because you sold 2 days ago, is a good reason now to go and buy it. See what I'm saying? I'm glad you're joining in. I'm not trying to say anything, but you get what I mean. I'm not trying to pick on you. Far from it. In fact, I want you to join in. But that's not a strategy because it sold it 2 days ago and this saying, well, like 2 days later, I'll buy it. 2 days later, I'll sell it. That's a bit of a thumb suck. Now, I wouldn't be buying the euro and selling the dollar. No. If it bounces, profit bounce. You know the extent of that bounce, like I've been saying ad nauseum, rather wait for the bounce and see if you get a decent price to resell it down again. Anyway, don't know what price you bought it at, but good luck, mate. Hope you got your stock protecting you. Okay, extremely uncertain. Glad you joined us, Adele. Talk about ADD on steroids, eh? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. EURNZD. To say that's nobody's fault. Can't blame anyone. Can't blame yourself. Can't blame me. You can't blame anybody. When Mark's out like that, it's pure unbelievable indecision on the big boys. Conflicting areas, not sure what's happening, and then he starts dancing all over the place. That's the best thing. Just take a deep breath. If you're in, open stop loss holes and hope you come out okay. Don't try and get cute when that happens. Total indecision. till it settles down. Okay. Okay, Euro NZD. Right. Right. Do you want to buy it? Let's have a look. Right. First of all, I don't think the euro is that strong. I think the NZD is stronger. We've had a massive rally into the strong zone, which have to be surprises me. I think a little bit of the sudden hawkishness from Lagarde. Christine Lagarde, she's said she's the chair lady of the. She's not. She's the president of the ECB. I always get it wrong way around. Powell's the chairman of the Fed, and she's the president of ECB. I'm glad for that. I'll hear this chair lady carry on. Okay, or chairperson, whatever PC. So we don't do that. It's president. She's president of the ECB, and she's changed a little bit hawkish. So we've had some recent euro strength. Is it going to be continued? I think it's going to exhaust somewhere around this level here. I'm not sure I'd be selling it here, but it's a strong area of resistance. I'm inclined to see some downside kicking in here. I know it's in the buy zone above these two guys, but I think there's a bit of exhaustion here. Can we get a fib to help us out? I'll try for a sell fib first of all. No, you can't. That's not going to help at all. No, I think there's quite a bit of resistance there. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, quite a bit of resistance going way back. I think we could get a pullback here. Even though it's in the buy zone, I think it's in the overvalued zone. I don't think that's strong ongoing. There's still much an economic mess in that place. And there's some hope for America, to be honest, despite Biden and his ridiculous policies, in my opinion. Don't shoot me now. But in Europe, it's fractured beyond belief. So I'm happy. I'm backing the Kiwis over the euro on a currency basis. I would more expect a pullback here. I prefer to have a confirmation, but personally, no, I wouldn't be buying it. And Raymond's backing me on that one. The New Zealand dollar is quite strong. I would rather be looking at a short on this, to be honest. But having said that, we've had where some people think there's a buy and some tend to sell. We've had that fun and it's good. Anybody agree with a buy on this level here? Anyone agree with Gerard? This is what we've got to get our minds thinking and asking and coming up with ideas. I personally think there's more chance of sell. In fact, I think there's an aggressive sell to be had here. When up here, sellers came in. When up here, well, it didn't give you two. That's the problem. It bounced back. I think a few sellers are coming in again. Holding on the 4 hour. For the 1 hour, not much. Not many sellers coming though. It's a bit over aggressive here, even on the 15 minute. I haven't got a red candle on the 15 minute yet. It's a bit aggressive to chase it now, but I think we've got plenty of downside potential. So I think rather be a little bit patient. But if it comes off, get a red candle at 15 minute or an hour or something, maybe we can start chasing it down. Yeah, so we're looking for sell. Okay, well, the big boys, I'll put that boxing at heavyweights, middleweights, and lightweights. The heavyweights are the Canadian. This could change in 6 months, a year's time, or things could change. You know what I mean? We've had dollar weakness not so long ago. In fact, the COVID, one stage, New Zealand and Aussie dollars were the strongest. They were by far the strongest. Things could change. But at the moment, Gerard, it's the Canadian, American, and the Swiss franc are in the strong heavyweight zones. The middle ones are the NZD and the AUD, but they're in the stronger area of the middleweight. The weaker area of the middleweight is the pound, and the lightweight areas is the euro and the Japanese yen. So I'd rather be selling the euro against that, even though it's gone right up there. I'll give you due. Things can happen, fundamentals can happen, but I think it's reached a little bit of exhaustion. If it takes it out, I'm sorry, Gerard, I was wrong, and you were right. But I'm not going to enter anyway at the moment. I'm going to wait for confirmation. If it takes this out, I might just say, okay, I'm wrong, or maybe chase it, I don't know. But if this can hold, and there's quite a bit of resistance there on the daily and the weekly, I'd be looking to sell it. But I want that confirmation. I think the odds are slightly more downside. That's my thinking anyway. That's my rationale, if you like. Hope all clear, Gerard? Use my pronunciation, hope it's approaching okay. Possibly. Okay. Anyone disagrees, please pipe up and say so. If I muted you all, I'll unmute you now. Yes, I beg your pardon. No, I haven't. So if you want to ask questions verbally, absolutely, want to discuss, please do so. Invite you to interact so we can get your idea as well. I just love news coming out. Gold reached a low at 1678. No kidding. If it told me where it's going to go, I'd give it more time. Telling me what's already happened. Thank you very much. By the way, guys, pay me good money to inform you that the EUR NZD has reached 1.67. And I tell you, EUR has reached 1.67. Well, thanks very much. That's a great help. Well, I know the 167 is holding on that subject. It's not seen any sellers coming in. It's still moving. Interesting. Maybe expecting a decent CPI coming out tomorrow on the euro. I don't know what they're expecting, but I'm a little surprised. But anyway, I'm sorry Gerardo was wrong and you missed out a decent profit. But personally speaking, I'm not backing on along even now. Anyone to help them out on this one? Come that minute, Adele. Anyone? Anyone want to buy this one? Want to sort of back it out on it? We'll come back to it. Okay. Not hearing much reply, so maybe not. Okay, that's fair enough. What on earth is happening here? Jacob, yeah, I like it's about 30 pips in profit, plus minus. I like to get it there. I'm not talking about the NAS. My decision on the NAS, leave the bloody thing alone. The NAS is different. You got to, you once maybe, I don't know, the NAS is a different ball game. It's so volatile. But normally about 30 pips to get it to entry. And then when it's getting decent to profit, I start moving maybe 20, sometimes 30 pips, some of that bit. And away from entry till it eventually gets stopped out. This is a sodding nightmare, this. Okay, I'm just hoping that 96.20 is going to hold. Our stop is below that, so that's still going to be okay. Looks horrible when you look at it, considering you were so brilliant early on, Adele. It was absolutely fabulous. Not my job to give it out there, so we both know what it was. And now look. But I mean, I'm in it as well if it makes you feel any better. And yeah, I'm just hoping that 96.20 support area is going to hold and then get a bounce because, as I say, Aussie is strong in the yen. It's in the strong zone. What it's doing down there, I do not know. We've had jip with this before. Maybe it's just giving us a bit of a hard time to pop up again. But it was nicely reacting just now, about an hour ago. Starting to go up nicely. Look at that. And now the belly's come off again. Same with CAD. CAD JPY is starting to hold a bit. That was going to give me jip just now as well. So I'm sorry, Adele. You can swear it and kick it, but I don't think it's going to do as it's told. Just hope that support holds. I'm afraid this afternoon's been set to try us. Not this day, but this afternoon's been set to try us. It's all came out of those three information +2, which told us more confusion than helped us at all in where it's going. And that's why the problem is. Euro JPY. Cool. Talk about range trading. That's a 15 minute. Okay. Yeah. Well, probably back the euro of the Japanese, but I'm not keen on either of them. I mean, they're both pretty weak. I think we're getting there. I want to have a medium or preferably strong against the weak. But the CAD JPY is not exactly proving my point at the moment. We shall see. Yeah, the 10 days holding. I'll see some upside. Whether I'm going to chase it now, I'll be honest, I'm not too sure about that. Personally, I see some upside, but there's better fish to fry. Certainly wouldn't be selling it, but I just think there's better fish to fry than buying it. If you do buy it, put your stop down here somewhere. That's 100 odd pips away. Where do you want to aim? You got some problems up here, more problems there, more problems there, and only about if he gets there, you got a decent risk reward. I think it's far more ticks to leave it alone than to go for it. CAD CHF, did it hit the stop loss? I don't know. You had a stop loss. Don't ask me. It's your If you've been stopped out, hit your stop loss, you know. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean that fun we have with Zeph there, up and then down. Well, no, you should have been stopped out in either break even or profit. I mentioned that this morning, Jacob. That wasn't one. I did this for fun, just to be a bit of fun with Zeph. You know what I mean? He's left it now. They're both strong currencies. I would normally not touched it. I thought, a bit of fun, you can do it. It went up a bit in our favor because you went long. I said strongly, and you were there, please move it up to entry. So if you get stopped out, at least you haven't lost. I hope you did that. Wow, I think it's a critical point. Yeah, but I think a lot of things, to be honest. I know I get to the JPY. I can think all I like, but I think that's my favorite to it. Yeah, there are sometimes like this afternoon where the market behaves rather interestingly. But yeah, I think the euro. Sorry, go back to that one now. So you should have Jacob been hit out and break even. Okay, go back to this one now. I see some strong support. Oh, I hope some strong support down there. Yeah, reasonably on the weekly, some reasonable support there. So I hope that's going to hold out. It's not the strongest support the world's ever seen, but some there. Keep your fingers crossed. But all I can say, it's doing all sorts of things, one dealing, all sorts of things. I'm glad you joined us. I think one of the major problems I mentioned earlier on is the manufacturing index, the jobless claims, and the retail sales came out, and they're all pretty okay compared to yesterday's stuff, which weren't, and that's confused the market, and that's why you got that roller coaster. It's suddenly gone away. I'm getting conflicting information, and it's confused us, and that's basically what's happened. That's why you get this enormous, uncontrollable roller coaster. So yeah, exactly, I found that. So this is one area you can't even blame. Don't get politics. You can't even blame poor old Zuma on this one. This just yeah, jumping around. Okay, so keep your fingers crossed. Hope it holds. You got your stop there. Hope it comes right. Okay. EUR USD. Sort of hovering below parity. Fair enough. Just going to check the dollar index. It's holding above 109.50. It's not too bad. GBP USD is coming off again. Not sure you're still in there. So haven't you checked your stop loss there, Adele? You had 1.51 instead of 1.15. If you have 1.51, it means you don't have a stop because that's 500 pips away. Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah. GBP USD, I hope you're still in it because it's starting to come to the party, and that was doing very well. And not just for you, for other people as well. So I hope you're still with that, and let's see if that can hold. Okay. Aha! Look at the NAS, 12,000. Look at the NAS. Nah. Maybe you should have gone for that Microsoft one after all. Anyway, couldn't get a risk reward. So leave it anyway. And as is coming off. Well, there we are. But just we'll look at the yields to see if some more dollar strength, and yep, yields are still strong. So we should get some more weakness in the shares. Wouldn't chase them now. That ship sailed. If you're on board, move your stop loss. Good luck for you. You should do very well, Adam. Too late to join now if you're not on board. Let's see if you can hold below 12,000, and we can see some bigger movements down. In theory, that should be good for the dollar. The dollar's beginning to strengthen, guys. Just jumped up the last couple of minutes, and maybe we can get some sense coming out of the dollar, and we can get some good news on that stress we've been having earlier on. Okay, the Dow should be similar. Not the same, similar. So it's not the same, but it's similar. It's come off last 15 minutes. Try to back up again. Came off. Hovering around these levels here. Again, don't chase it and don't buy the bounce. As I've been mentioning, rather sell the rallies. The market has still got more to go, in my opinion, downside before we start buying the bargain. I know some guys not attend the rooms. I spoke to them, not listening. Massive positions in longs. No stop loss, hope for the best. They're getting massacred. Not the way to do it. I think the most difficult thing is to say to yourself, I am wrong, and just have to cut it. It's very difficult. Thank you, Jerry. Thanks very much. Just the best thing probably do is just go away and go and do something else when you get this sort of jumping around. But start to become sensible now. Look for the buys and the dollars. Don't forget that. And some action and some of the stuff you're learning here. Because most of the time, I'll be honest with you, I don't play it for fun. It works. There are times, go figure. It's like, do you ever see that film Pretty Woman? I've seen about 5 times. When Julia Roberts comes back to that famous part of a film star, comes back to Hugh Grant playing the part of a bookkeeper, not, owner of a bookshop. Done his own owner, he worked at a bookshop. He came back and said that she wanted to get back together, and he said, no, you bloody idiot. Mark's a bit like that for the last hour or two, but soon we get some sense back into it. You were wrong, we're all bloody wrong. It's still coming off. You should still be in it. You should still be in it. No, you weren't wrong. You should still be in it, Adele. You got 95.90 to stop if you got the same as mine. You should still be in it. It's come off and it's giving us some jip. There's no doubt about it, but 96.20 should hold. It's trying to move back up. I think it could get a bit of a bounce coming up anytime soon. I'll back the AUD over the JPY. And come on, let's be honest, guys. We've had some pretty good trades. We can get one, and I still think it's a good trade, by the way. I know I've just said we've got to accept we're wrong. I'm not wrong on this one. Still think it's a good trade, but Sandra, even a good trade can go bad. One of those things. Yeah, but hey, it's still a good trade. I still like. Would you be selling the CAD JPY? Come on, man. You wouldn't, would you? So I still agree with the trade. Sometimes good trade goes wrong, but most of them come right. So stick with it. In fact, as I say, it's good news when you get fed up if you're losing a trade, because it means you're used to winning and you're so surprised. That's good. It's when you look so surprised you actually won one. That's when you start worrying. Good heavens, actually, what? Actually, hit profit on that trade. That happens, and then you should be worried. Yeah, but CAD's JPY seem to be holding around the 60 odd area at the moment. So fingers crossed. We've had a couple of situations where doom and disaster turned out to be very profitable through patience. So stick with it. Yeah, I know you're stating that with all due respect, that's obvious, but the point is we did the right thing. It's like when I married Elizabeth Hurley, I did the right thing. I didn't know she's going to dump me for Shane Warne. You believe that, don't you, Adele? Hey, you wish. You clearly don't. I see. I see. You bloody wish, all right. I certainly do, yeah. I just wanted to bowl that maiden over. Oh no, that's terrible, that joke. A Shane Walk bad joke. Let's get away from JPY. It's put me in a funny mood. Right, let's shut some. Oh yeah, come on, Brent might come off. We might get in there. Glad you're on the cycle. My Calling tempter humor there. Right, Brent's coming off a bit. If we can get 88, I'd like to buy it again. Guys did well on Brent. I want to do it again. I don't see why I can't do it again. Bit nervous to chase it now. Maybe we get down there. 88. If we get 88, great. It's falling, which is good. We want it to fall. Because I presume all the Brent guys who took the long are all out on a profit. Forget the TP, are out of, I don't know about 84, I can't remember. 84, sorry, 94. But anyway, hope it comes off. I want to do it again, but I want to do it 88. So it might get something good out of that for tomorrow. It's coming off, good. What I'm going to say about the others come off, which is not so good. Yeah, look at gold. Again, I'm sorry, don't chase it. I still think it's the correct trade to do, not to chase it at these levels. But it turns out I should have done. I wouldn't have chased it, no. Even in hindsight, no, I wouldn't have guessed that. The risk of the reward wasn't worth it. Just have to accept that, something come off much further than I expected, but that's one of those things. I've been far more annoyed if I'd gone for it and it popped up against and then miss out on it. So yeah. But at least I stopped some guys who would call me up and said, "Oh, it's come right off. Should we buy it?" I said, "No." I'm glad of that. If I didn't go up for that, then they'd be annoyed with me. So at least I saved some bucks there, and I didn't make them money, saved them some money there. Don't know if anyone's still in the yen. Even that's giving me a bit of jip at the moment. Strange, because the dollar's doing okay. In the last hour or so, it's going up. Okay, Philip. Silver's very similar, so it should have come off. Very similar to gold, should be coming off. Yeah, breaking down there. Silver's probably actually a bit more opportunity on the sell than gold at the moment. I'm still a bit nervous of it. Maybe never look at it tomorrow. If it's breaking through the 50 zone, dollar strong, maybe we sell silver. Even if we missed gold, we might be able to do its poor neighbor, silver, and sell that. So not just for fun, not a bad idea to check out. In fact, not a bad idea at all. In fact, write it down, check it tomorrow. Not bad at all. Right, what's the problem with platinum? I'll tell you right now. One of the problems I have with platinum, before going any further, the neutral zone, there's not much happening there, a lot of indecision anyway. I expect maybe a little bit of upside on platinum, but then you get up on platinum. My major problem with this, look at this. Go to specifications, right click, look at this. All right, I'm on a 5 to 1 on a what you call it, 100 to 1. It's about 12% margin. So it's charging a hell of a lot of your capital up on deposit or margin just to get into a decent proper trade. And if you're short of funds, in other words, you've got small balances, you don't be touching platinum because you don't have any money left over to get a proper position. If you do, then you give it margin call because all your money's tied up in deposit or margin. So platinum, leave it alone. It's just not worth it. It's just the margin's too high. The activity often is too much sideways, almost like MGAS at times. And there's too many ifs and buts. Going more to electric cars, less strain on platinum to the catalytic converters and that sort of thing. I think overall, platinum, if anything to do with it, I'd be looking to short it, as a matter of fact. But I just think you've got just so many bad other areas rather than it. Thanks, Adele. We have some funny areas in the market. You need a bit of a sort of a moral boost. Thank you. And quite frankly, making money, you can put up my rather sort of comment jokes, if you like, yeah. Banter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And don't give up on these. These could come right. We're still in, I think. I think one of them got stopped out at break even, so that doesn't matter, and it's okay. But I think it still could come right. I still have Oakley AUD JP1. Sorry, Philip, I hope that answers your question. don't bother with platinum, wasting your time on it. Better fish to fry, okay? But I still think there's a good chance it'll come right up. I still feel that AUD JPY. You better bloody hold. It's better bloody hold. I'm getting highly fed up now. 9620 better bloody hold. This is giving me jip as well, but still. We've only got 30 pips away, eh? Reaches down here, we've got a problem. Yeah. Just have to wait and see. And I see Brent still falling. Great. We get a bounce at 88. We're going to take it. Okay, we might get that tomorrow. But luck. We might get silver. Thanks for that, Philip. What about silver? Keep falling on gold. Silver might give us an opportunity as a short. I mean, yeah, this one just press bloody hold and go up now. And AUD JPY. I want that 20 area to hold. It's giving me a lot of jip. It's a serious command. Yeah, you're right there, Jacob. No, nothing funny about that. It's a serious Holdsworth. That's my son, Holdsworth. It's a serious Holdsworth directive it's going to hold. Okay. Keep your fingers crossed on that. Okay. Yeah, pound dollar's doing all right. Euro dollars was doing okay. Anything else? Because I'm sort of running out of ideas here. I don't want to get into any too exciting view at the moment. Don't just hold on to the ones you got. Keep the fingers crossed and hope we've got big smiles back of the face tomorrow. Okay. Well, in theory, it should. Like I mentioned, Etienne, it should. My impression, it should turn there, but it'll do what it has to do. Stocks are confining. I want to short a few of them, but I didn't get enough bounce to short. I looked at maybe longing forward, but I missed that train. So that ship or train or sell or whatever. We looked at a couple of stocks earlier. I looked before coming in this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Any possibilities? People were asking me for them. No, the one I might have, but I think we missed it was Bubba. I think we missed it. I don't want to be chasing it down here. It's either the ship has sailed or not a decent enough price to go into it. So it's a bit stymied at the moment, I'm afraid. But that happens. We normally get something good. We're getting a bit of direction at the moment out of the Nasdaq, so maybe with a bit of luck. Let's get this out of the way. We might pick up something from this. I wouldn't enter it now, Henny, but if I do, I'll be looking. Let's say we did go in now. I'll give you an idea what I'm doing here. I want obviously above these areas here. So I look to see if that can give it to me. Okay, that's 911. That's 91 cents because we're counting that little funny thing we ignore over here. Contract size, don't forget, it's 500. So you look at that, and you've got to know what that means. Not good to say, oh, I know it's 500. That means nothing to you. Contract size means 500. So all you do is you multiply 19.1 by 500 in US dollars is the contract size or exposure for 1.0. You look at the margin deposit to go in, and then but you know that if it goes from 19, call it $19 to 18, you're going short, and you go in 1.0, you've made 500 US. If you're going in 1 mini, you made 50. If you've gone 1 micro, you've made $5. So therefore, it's $5 per dollar movement in silver on a micro, obviously $10 on 2 micros, or 50 per mini, or 500 per standard lot. Okay. And Orkney, I remember that film, Orkney Snorkney, I remember that. That's about it. Unless you're living in Orkney. Okay, so the stop would be up here. okay, which is 95 cents. Call it $1. So if you went in 0.1, you'd be risking 50 US. 0.5, sorry, 0.05, big difference, 25 US. But check it. Now, if you wanted to go in NGAS, for instance, you check an NGAS. Now, NGAS is only about $8, $9 with NGAS now. Okay, there we are, jumping around as well. That's $8, so it's a different contract size. So you go there to 1,000, you'll see what I mean? So the contract size 1,000, so the contract is 1,000 times that. Got it. Very important, Henny. Don't do the NAS or the Dow. You haven't got all due respect. Anyway, I shouldn't be mentioning that, but you need quite a lot of time to do it. But the problem with the NASDAQ and the Dow and the S&P 500 and gold, they're all very, very different numbers. S&P is just under 4,000, gold's about 1,700, NAS is 12,000, and the Dow is about 30-odd thousand. Massive difference in the number. Remember, multiplied dollars and exposure, but all the same 10 contract size. So if you go 0.01 in gold, 0.01 in Dow, it's a completely different motor car. It's a completely different ball game. Dow 0.01 is about 20 times the size of 0.01 in gold. So you've got to just check that on the contract size and your position size calculator and do the maths and understand what I've explained about what checking on the specification, the contract value. So you know what you're doing on the basic arithmetic area. Multiply the price by the contract value in dollars for 1.0 and just move the decimal point to go down the line. Okay. Okay. And if people can't do that level of arithmetic, they're in a battle because you need it. You cannot do derivative market trading if you don't know basic percentages and basic arithmetic. It's absolutely numerical literacy. It's absolutely 100% vital. You don't have to do off the top of your head. You can grab a calculator. I've just practiced at it. You can grab a calculator, but you've got to know the concept. Back into the concept, it's going to be a problem. And I see a lot of people not understanding this and doing all sorts of funny things like, I'm going in 0.02 with all of them. No, it's not one size fits all. Okay. Oh, you are from Orkney. Oh, you're from Orkney, Adele. Oh, beg your pardon. You all remember that comedy a few years ago? Remember that TV comedy? I'm sure you must have lived there. That's right, Orkney Snorkney. I remember that, yeah. Well, it was a few years ago. That was about 20 years ago or something. Even longer. I think it was a long time ago. In fact, I think it's longer ago. I think it's like 30 odd years ago. Yeah. I don't know. You're probably a bit young to remember that. Okay, well, what's his AUD? Before we go, let's just see if anything's happening there. It seems to be holding on the 20. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. Keep your custard pies ready, but if it takes up 96.30 goes up, put it away and don't throw them at me. Okay. 51, sorry, I thought a bit younger than that. Just look at a picture there. Okay. 20 years ago. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't really have anything to add. We know it's not exactly great, brilliant trade coming out. We're talking about comedies of 20 years of age ago. So I think that's about it. Just keep an eye, if you don't mind, on the B and the Brent, and remind me tomorrow. I'll find it down as well. And the silver cell. See if we can get something there. Let's see if we've got a big smile on our face tomorrow. See if that Canadian can start getting some movement up. We seem to get the bounce on the 20 as mentioned. Keep your fingers crossed. And if we do, another thing I want you to learn is these technical support resistance, they work. And it's all very fine, all these fancy lagging indicators where The MACD crosses the bloody RSI zone at 65.23 on the algorithm at 20.7. It's all great fun. Makes you sound very clever. But just remember the support resistance and the filtering and understand the strengths and keep an eye on the calendars. See, takes a lot of the hassle out of it, makes it quicker and easier to read it and quicker to learn and find it more effective. Okay. Look at it bounce right off that support there. So it's just put it so to other people. I mean, I don't care how clever you are or not. You can see that support. So what are you going to do if you're short? You're going to take profit. It's going to bounce. You wait for that to come in. What are you looking for to wait for? Wait for a support. Wait for the floor. You're going to buy it. That's going to be far more effective, what guys do, than waiting for some independent moving average against some independent algorithmic change on the stochastic, which most people have different ones anyway. So it's not everyone's got the same one. I'm not waffling too much. As I say, try and remember this is so important. I want you to get it. If your little kid is beside you in the car, they shouldn't be when measuring the back, but if they're beside you in the car and they can speak loud enough and see, and you come at a brick wall, they're going to shout, "Mummy, Daddy, stop the car," aren't they? Because it's obvious the brick wall. But if it's or a major great pothole, but if it's a tiny little one, small one, they might miss it. So all the small ones often are not that effective because people don't see them. But this is quite a strong support, and we know the AUD is pretty strong. So there's a likely of a bounce there, and it seems to be occurring. Hope you got that sort of psychological thinking, because it was like far more Stebbins pays through about 100 different indicators. There's books on them. Okay. Any questions? Anything you want just cleared on? Happy? I hope I haven't waffled too much. Supposed to add value, but probably a bit of waffle. Yeah, thanks, Evian. AUD shares back. I hope it'll be do the same. Good stuff. Thank you, Faith. Good name, Faith. We need that name at the moment. Okay. Any comments before we wrap it up, and hope we have a nice one tomorrow? Have a great evening. Thanks very much, Adele. Thanks very much for your support. Thanks very much for putting up with me and my, well, waffle, basically. And hope we've learned stuff, and you can probably gather I mean it, cut some of the overcomplicated stuff out, get it simple, straightforward. Be like driving a car, changing gear, and you get the bad days like everything, you know. But we've had far more good days than bad, and Adele just mentioned back it up, and this morning Jethro did. So hang on in there. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Okay. We all do. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.